Welcome to yoga, everyone. Thanks for joining me. My name is Alex. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the fitness coordinator at UW Green Bay. For our yoga practice today, we're going to start lying down. So if you have a mat, you can spread that out, lie down comfortably on there. Otherwise, just find a comfortable spot on the floor. Maybe let your hands rest a little bit away from the center of the body, palms up. Widen your feet slightly. If your low back is bothering you, you can always widen your feet when they're planted on the ground. And let your knees rest together. So start out practice by taking some deep breaths. Inflating your belly on the inhale and slowly deflating it on the exhale. Take this time to relax your mind. Sometimes it helps to mentally say inhale and exhale with each breath so your mind isn't wandering with other things. Yoga is typically done with nose breathing, so if it's comfortable, continue to breathe in and out through your nose. Take a couple more deep breaths, and then you can come to a comfortable pace of breathing. Then we're going to start out class by planting both feet on the mat. Bring your heels so they're underneath your knees, about hips distance apart, arms along your side. For bridge pose, on an inhale, press into your heels, lifting your hips up. And then slowly roll down your spine on the exhale. Think about your spine as a string of pearls, and one pearl hits the table at a time. Inhale, lifting hips up. Same thing, slowly roll down. Doing that again, inhale to lift. Exhale, roll down. Bring your arms out to a T, widen your feet, and then let both knees fall to the left, both knees to center, and over to the right. Just do this a couple times, back and forth. Once you're done with those, bring your feet back right underneath your knees so they're still about that hips distance apart. And I'm going to have you support your head and neck with your hands. We're just going to warm up our core with some simple crunches. So take an inhale and then exhale, crunch. We're going nice and slow here. Inhale down, exhale, crunch, inhale down, exhale, crunch. Doing a few more of these, always exhaling when you lift those shoulder blades off the mat. All right, then relax your head down, bring your arms back along your side, and lift your feet off the mat. So knees are bent at 90 degrees and your knees are directly over your hips. What I'm going to have you do is lower your right leg so it hovers right over the mat. And exhale, bring it back up to the top. Inhale that left leg down. Exhale up. Inhale right. Exhale up. Inhale left. Exhale up. Hold here. Now straighten your arms so they're reaching up towards the sky. You're going to lower your leg and opposite arm. arm. So right leg goes down, left arm hovers right over the mat. Good. Exhale up. Inhale, opposite arm and leg lower. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Good. Keep going. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Right arm. Inhale down. Exhale up. Hold here. Bring your arms so they're right hovering over the mat, but pointed down same direction as your toes. And then just gently crunch up and hold there. So shoulder blades come off the mat, but you're just holding this position. Good. Lower down, hug those knees in, rock side to side. Massage out your spine and low back. Good. Lower your left foot down to the mat. Straighten your right leg up towards the sky, holding onto the back side of your thigh. Lower that foot down, straighten out your left leg. It's okay if it's not completely straight here. Good. Now lower that. Right leg one more time, straightens up towards the sky. And moving into that left side, straighten it up. Good, now hands along your side, try to straighten both legs up towards the sky and just holding them there. This position alone with straight legs works the quads and core, and it can be difficult even if you're not moving. One more time, hug those knees in, rock side to side. And roll forward into a seated position. We're just going to do some seated cat-cow. So on an inhale, draw your chest forward, kind of arching your back. And then exhale, round your back, sending yourself backwards. Good. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale back. And just doing this at your own pace. Good. Then come back to a straight, tall spine. Right fingertips come on the floor beside you. Inhale that left arm up and over. Big side body stretch. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, opposite side. Exhale, down. All right, let's move on to hands and knees. We're just going to do a modified side plank to start. So what I'm going to have you do is start with both knees underneath your hips, hands under shoulders. Straighten your right leg out. And then when we come into our side plank, this left foot is going to point towards the long edge of your mat. Right arm come up towards the sky. Should mirror you here. Good, so you're holding the side plank. Maybe lift that right leg just slightly off the ground, or that right foot. Good, then lower down. Bring your hand down to the mat. Knees back underneath your hips. Curl toes under. Press back, downward facing dog. Pedal out the heels just a couple times here. Good, then we'll lower back onto hands and knees. Now you're going to straighten your left leg out with that right knee underneath your hip. Point your right toe towards the long edge of the mat. Left arm reaches up tall. Once again in this side plank, just modified here. Again, that option to lift your left foot slightly off the mat so it's hovering. Good, lower it down, bring your hand down to the mat. Back into downward facing dog. Pedal out those heels. Alright, I'm going to have you just briefly drop to your knees, widen your knees, big toes together, press back, child's pose. Alright, those hands reaching forward, spread your fingers out wide, and come into a full plank. And then what I'm going to have you do is keep your feet right where they're at and press back into downward facing dog. So for me, it's a little bit wider than normal. That's okay. Good. Inhale forward, back into a full plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Press those hips up towards the sky. Again, inhale forward, full plank. Pull that belly button in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Come into that full plank. Hold there. Drop your knees down to the mat. And then lower onto your forearms. And then come into a full plank from there. Elbows should be directly underneath your shoulders. Keep breathing. Good. Drop your knees to the mat. And then lower your stomach down, bringing elbows directly underneath your shoulders. Palms flat on the floor or mat. Opening up your chest. Good. Now I'm going to have you bring your arms along your side, palms up facing the sky. And we're going to come up into locust pose. So you're going to inhale, lifting your chest, squeeze shoulder blades together so arms are off the mat. And then option to lift your legs up off the mat as well. Gaze towards the floor here. Keep your neck in alignment with your spine. Good. Lower down. You can turn your head towards one side. Quick rest. All right, then gaze towards the floor again. Hands come near your ribs. Draw those elbows in towards one another. We're going to inhale all the way up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal it out if your calves are still feeling tight. All right, then inhale forward into a full plank. Adjust your feet if needed. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, full plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice job. Just hold here a couple breaths. And then on an inhale, bend your knees, gaze towards your thumbs. Exhale to step or hop forward, front edge of your mat. Good. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bending both knees. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, let's go through our sun A. Deep inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, plank or kneeling plank. Take an inhale there. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Once again, inhale, bending your knees, gaze towards your thumbs. Exhale, forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bending both knees. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice job. Before we go through round two, we're going to inhale our arms up and then sink down in chair pose. Arms can stay extended or they can come to heart center. Take one more inhale wherever you are, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into plank. Inhale there. Chaturanga on the exhale. Up dog for an inhale. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Nice job. Once again, inhale, bending your knees, gaze forward. Exhale, step or hop. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to forward fold. Bending both knees. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, we're going to be coming into crescent lunge, but we're going to do it a little bit different than normal. So start by bringing your feet closer together, kind of so you can squeeze your knees together, and then sink back in that chair pose, hands at heart center. What I'm going to have you do is shift your weight on your left foot, and then see if you can slowly start to lift that right foot up by bending your knee. Squeeze knees together for balance. Good, slowly lower that foot down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, back in chair. Same thing. Let's practice that one more time. Shifting weight onto your left foot. Bend into your right knee as you lift that foot up. Lower that foot down. Inhale, arms to the sky. One more time. Exhale down, chair pose. Shifting your weight into that left foot. Bend your right knee. This time, slowly extend that right leg behind you. We're going to come into crescent lunge, lowering that foot down. Adjust as you need, reaching tall. Make sure your feet are on train tracks now that you're in your crescent lunge, so your knees aren't going to be as close together as they were. For warrior two, take a deep inhale. Exhale, drop your right heel and come into those warrior two legs. And then right away, straighten that front leg, bring your feet parallel to one another, hands come onto your hips. Now think of a bar right across your hips, and that's what we're going to hinge over. So leading with your chest, hinging forward, keep a straight spine as long as you can. And then once you hit that end point, lower hands towards the ground. Your back can round slightly. Walk your hands around your front foot in a lunge. Drop your back knee down, and then walk hands back, straightening out that front leg. Walk your hands forward, back into a lunge. Come up off your back knee. Once again, up into crescent lunge. Bring your hands to heart center. Hover slightly forward, and then step your back foot forward. If you need to kind of take a few steps to get there, that's fine. Sink down, chair pose. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. First, though, one round of sun A. Deep inhale, arms up tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into a plank. Inhale there. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Once again, inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, step or hop. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, this time we're going to be balancing on the right foot. So bring those feet a little bit closer together. I bring my big toes to a complete touch, but my heels are slightly apart. But you can always adjust this for yourself. Hands at heart center, sink back into a chair, squeezing knees together. Shift your weight onto your right foot, bend into that left knee. Good, lower that foot down, inhale, arms up tall. Exhale, chair pose. Same thing, shift onto that right foot, squeeze those knees together. Lift your left foot off the mat. Lower that foot down, equal the weight. Inhale, arms up. Just exhale, hands at heart center for a sec. Take a couple deep breaths. And then let's do that again. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, chair pose, shifting onto your right foot. Lift that left foot up. And then this time, sending that left foot slowly behind you and lowering it down with the mat. Inhale, arms up tall. If you need to heel toe your right foot more off to the right, you can do that here. Deep inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Drop that back heel. Adjust as you need. And then straightening out that front leg. Bring your feet parallel or slightly pigeon-toed. Hands come onto your hips. Again, leading with your chest. Hinging right over that bar. Straight back, straight back. And then release hands down towards the mat. Walk your hands around your front foot into a lunge. Drop your back knee down. Walk hands back as you straighten that leg out. Good. Walk hands forward. Plant that foot down. Come up off your back knee. Feet on train tracks. Inhale, arms up. Crescent lunge. Hands to heart center. Hinge forward. We're going to come into chair pose. So stepping that back foot forward. Sinking hips down. And then inhale, arms up tall. Exhale, hands heart center. From here, inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands. Step into a plank. Inhale and plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Briefly drop your knees to the mat, press back child's pose. All right, then come back into downward facing dog. Inhale forward into a plank or a kneeling plank. We're going to come into a half plank from here, or a side plank. You can once again drop your left knee down to the mat. Or you can keep both legs straight. And we're going to lift right arm up towards the sky for that half side plank. Good. Lower that hand down. Full plank or kneeling plank. Option to drop your right knee down. This time lifting left arm up towards the sky. Good. Lower that hand down, come into a plank. Press back, downward facing dog. Drop to your knees and swing legs around into a seated position. All right, we're going to come into a boat pose here, which is a great core exercise in yoga. I'm going to start by holding your knees. Find a straight back, so we don't want to be curled here. Lead with your chest. Come up on your toes. Just gentle touch. Now you can grab the back side of your thighs, or your hands can just hover. What I'm going to have you do is lift one foot, maybe alternating with only one foot at a time, or lift both feet up. Again, you can hold on to those thighs. This is your first time doing boat or earlier on. If you want to try full boat, you can release those thighs, hover your arms. Try to keep that straight back though. If you let go with your hands and your back rounds, keep holding it for now so you can have that straight spine. All right, lower both feet down. Straighten your legs out. Sit up nice and tall, what we call stack pose. So it's like your perfect L. And then what I'm going to have you do is slowly lower down at your own pace. So I'm going to have you take an inhale, and then exhale, start to lower. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. Inhale, hold. And just keep lowering down at your own pace. Once you're laying all the way on the ground, you can take a big stretch, arms up overhead. Hug both knees in. Rock side to side. Alright, then a couple options for this next core exercise. You can bring your hands underneath your tailbone. This is my preferred method. And straighten both legs up towards the sky. Another option would be to have your knees bent. From here, I'm going to have you lower your right leg, hovering right over the mat. Exhale up. Inhale, lower that left leg down. Exhale up. Lowering the right leg. Exhale up. Left leg. Exhale up. Let's do one more each side. Inhale, right leg down. Exhale up. Inhale, left leg. Exhale up. Hold there. Hug your knees in briefly. Alright, straighten those legs up again. Feel free to bring your hands under tailbone. Lower both legs about 30% of the way down, so about 1/3 of the way. Exhale up. Now lower both legs about 2/3 of the way. Exhale up. Lower your legs so they're hovering right over the mat. And exhale up. Quick hug. Straighten those legs up again. Lower your legs so they're hovering right over the mat, just like we just did. Exhale up. Lower 2/3. Exhale up. Lower 1/3. Exhale up. Hug those knees in. Plant your feet on the mat. Bring your arms out to a T. Straighten your left leg. We're taking a spinal twist here. Right knee comes across the body. Gazing towards your right hand. Back to center. Straightening your right leg, sending that left knee across. Good, back to center again. Arms stay out to a T. Widen your feet like we did at the beginning. Let both knees fall to the left and just hold here for a few deep breaths. Good, back to center. Feet are still out wide. And both knees to the right. Hold here. Good, then come back to center. Feel free to straighten both legs down just for the last minute or so of class. Relaxing fully in our Savasana. A lot of the core work we did also really worked the low back. So if yours is a little bit weak today and feeling in pain after that class, you can always plant your feet. Let your knees rest together. feel free to stay in Savasana as long as you'd like. Otherwise, doing whatever your body needs to kind of slowly wake back up, bring some movement in. Meeting me seated when your body's ready. Alright, if you're finishing class with me, let's take one last deep breath together. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Namaste. Alright, thank you guys for joining me. We'll have one more yoga class this Thursday, and then make sure you're following our social media for your fitness kind of offerings over the summer. You guys have a great week.